Mercury is in the microwave. Mercury is drinking Gatorade. Mercury is in fucking retrograde. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Barista Witch channel. I am your host, Misha, and today we are getting into Mercury retrograde. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of how this Mercury retrograde will affect you, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notification bell on so you know whenever a new piping hot batch of cosmic tea will hit your feed. So this video will be in two parts. The first part of the video will be discussing Mercury as a planet, what is Mercury retrograde, the different points of this transit, the different signs Mercury will go through, what it means when Mercury is combust, Gandanta, etc. And then the second portion of this video, I will go through all 12 zodiac signs and see how this transit will affect you based on your astrological sign with a little tarot component. I'll be pulling some cards for you to see how this Mercury retrograde will affect you. So some things to know about Mercury. Mercury is the smallest planet within our solar system. Mercury will be retrograde from August 5th all the way until August 28th. And typically Mercury goes retrograde about 3 times per year for 3 weeks. It's giving angel numbers. It's giving Mercury's in tune with the divine, 3 and 3. And Mercury is considered to be the messenger of the gods because it is the fastest, swiftest moving planet in the solar system. Mercury is also associated with commerce and trade and is often represented in mythology as holding a bag of coins. The caduceus is also known as a symbol of Mercury, and the caduceus carries this symbolism of peace and unity, which makes Mercury a symbol of peace. Mercury is seen as being a unifier and a planet of harmony. So what is retrogression? We always hear talk of Mercury going retrograde, Mercury's drinking Gatorade, Mercury's in the microwave. What does this even mean? Retrograde is when a planet appears to move backward as observed from the Earth. And this is a chance for us to slow down, to reflect, to pause, to reimagine certain areas of our life depending on where Mercury is transiting in your chart. What happens exactly when Mercury goes retrograde? What can we expect? What things typically occur? One of the most prominent things to happen when Mercury goes retrograde are communication challenges. Be prepared for misunderstandings and miscommunication. Sometimes your words will be perceived as someone thought you said one thing, but really you said another. You may even misunderstand someone. There may be miscommunication in some way. So during this transit of Mercury going retrograde, double check your messages before you send them. Make sure you said what you said. Have your punctuations and commas, spelling correct so that no one misinterprets what you mean. And you could even say it again, repeat yourself, ask someone if they need clarification. And on the inverse, when you communicate with someone else, if you are confused by what they're saying, if you're like, the fuck, ask for clarity. Ask for them to communicate their point again. Ask for clarification. There's no harm in it. And then perhaps that miscommunication will clear up. The second thing that happens during Mercury retrograde, which we can all feel, are technology glitches. You can expect delays and issues when it comes to electronic communication. Cell phones may not send your messages. Maybe you don't receive messages. Emails don't go through. Attachments aren't linked to the email that you're trying to send. You accidentally hit the wrong person. Maybe your phone randomly dies. Maybe your battery overheats. All of these insane things that happen during Mercury retrograde. Wi-Fi issues, Bluetooth issues, all of these connectivity issues where you're like, I'm sorry, device, have you not been working this whole entire time, but now suddenly you're not working? The third thing to expect from this Mercury retrograde transit is revisiting the past. So past issues or past conversations might come back up. So if you're in a relationship that's already perhaps experiencing some sort of misunderstanding or miscommunication, maybe you might see an old issue that you thought wasn't even an issue. Maybe you thought that issue was actually resolved. It's suddenly gonna pop back up into the picture and you're gonna be like, I thought we done clarified that. I thought that was already done. Nope, that issue is gonna come back up and you're going to have to be clear and communicate effectively how you feel about this issue to find a resolution. During Mercury retrograde, you may experience travel delays. And my babies, you know how difficult it is to travel when Mercury is in retrograde. Maybe you suddenly have car issues, trains are delayed, flights are delayed. Maybe your Uber or your Lyft, when you're trying to call them, comes like an hour fucking later, or it's difficult for you to even get one in the first place. Traveling during a Mercury retrograde is sometimes one of the most annoying things to do. So I would recommend for you, if you do have to travel during a Mercury retrograde, especially a long distance travel, if you have a long flight somewhere, a long car ride somewhere, double check your tickets, maybe have the ticket printed out in addition to having it on your phone so you don't have to worry about suddenly your phone isn't working, because that's another Mercury retrograde issue and you can't connect to the internet or Wi-Fi or Bluetooth to show your boarding pass. Have all of your documents or anything you need loaded and saved into a folder on your phone that you can operate offline. Double check the times for your flights and your train rides. Double check what time you have to be at the airport, what time your meeting is, what time you have to be at your destination. Give yourself that extra buffer room. Get there early. Sometimes there's issues with parking, there's issues with just getting there, there's hella traffic all of a sudden. So give yourself the necessary time that you need to get to your destination. If you are driving and your check engine light comes on, double check that, take care of that, get your oil changed, get your tires rotated, make sure there's gas in the tank. Don't leave anything to chance when it comes to traveling, because Mercury will humble you during this transit if you ignore what you need to do, especially since during this transit, Mercury will be aspected by Saturn, who is retrograde in its own sign, and Saturn is a planet of lessons and karma, and Saturn will teach you that discipline and hard work and paying attention to those fine, sometimes annoying, nitty-gritty details will have a very high payoff, or Saturn as a disciplinarian will punish you for ignoring its warnings and its little pushes, or sometimes big pushes, to take care of those things in your life. And if you're one of those people, you know who I'm talking to, take care of it. Mercury retrograde brings about reconnecting with old friends. I don't know how often, whenever Mercury goes retrograde, people who I haven't spoken to in ages reach back out to me, whether they are platonic friends or old lovers. There is this sense of people coming back. Exes act like fucking boomerangs whenever Mercury is in retrograde. And I will say that this is a time to revisit and review, not to restart a relationship. So if an ex comes back into the picture and they are sitting there trying to woo you and trying to, you know, make you their partner again, double check to see if they actually have changed, if they have grown, maybe give them a shot. But I will say retrograde relationships typically do not last as much as we want them to. If anything, they come back to show us the juxtaposition between how we first initially viewed that romantic partner when we initially started out in a relationship with them until now. How much time has passed, how much we've grown. We're able to see them in a different light and learn some lessons about ourselves and our capacity to engage in relationship and not entertain these crusty, dusty musties. Don't let your ex come back and get in the way of you meeting your future husband. We're not doing that. We're just simply not doing that. Mercury retrograde is a time to review plans. So it is typically ill-advised to sign new contract or get into any new long-term commitments during a Mercury retrograde. Now, if something has already been in the works, already behind the scenes for months, like you've been working on a project for months, you've been looking to purchase a house for months, you already have had a wedding planned for months, that is something that's already happened. But don't start anything new if you've already been interviewing for a job for months. Those are things that have already been happening, already taking place. Don't concern yourself with that. These are starting brand new things that weren't even on your radar before Mercury went retrograde. It is ill-advised to do that, ill-advised to sign those contracts. And depending on if you have some leeway with signing a contract, maybe it's a deed for a home, a contract for a new job, a contract for your wedding, whatever it is, if possible, see if you can wait until the retrograde period ends. until Mercury goes direct at the end of August. There is something to contracts that are signed during a Mercury retrograde. You should have spent that time reviewing and revising rather than committing to something. So while all of these crazy things with communication and technology and exes popping back up and not signing contracts are happening during Mercury retrograde, what is advised to do during Mercury retrograde is to reflect on your decisions, to revisit old creative things that you may have had in the work, to practice mindfulness. So I like to look at a Mercury retrograde as a bit of spring cleaning, even if it doesn't happen during the spring. It's technically summer now. It's a bit of spring cleaning. So instead of purchasing new things for your home, you're going through what you already have and you're removing what no longer serves you, especially with the aspect of Saturn during this Mercury retrograde transit, which Saturn is a planet of letting go of things that no longer serve you. Saturn is also sitting in the nakshatra of Purva Bhadrapada, which is a nakshatra of letting go of things that no longer serve you in this intense, like fiery way. This is the perfect time to maybe clean out your wardrobe. If you are creative, go through your notebook of old ideas, see whatever lists you made, see whatever projects you had on the back burner, and see what you can inject a bit more life into. See with a new, different lens. You've had some space, you've had some time to walk away from that project. See how you can revitalize it in some way. Go through your old sketches, go through your old dance routines, go through your old video ideas, and see from that list what you can compost to then rework, restructure, recraft, and use those new ideas as inspiration once Mercury goes direct. During this transit, be mindful of your inner dialogue. Be mindful of how you talk to yourself. Mercury is the planet of speech, thought, and intellect. So be mindful with how you speak and think, not just about others, but also, and I think a little bit more importantly, about yourself. We tend to be our own worst critics. We are right there with the magnifying glass, looking at all of the little details that we like or we don't like. See if you can restructure that lens and have a bit more mindful practice when it comes to your thoughts and speech. And when you are more mindful with how you speak and how you think, your mind is clear and you're able to use the intellect and discernment that comes with Mercury to make better decisions, to avoid errors. You're able to see things clearly where you're not in this tumultuous fog of you can make better, more informed choices and decisions. So for the first part of Mercury being retrograde, it will take place in Leo. And Leo is one of the oldest constellations. It literally looks like a crouching lion. Leo is a fire sign. It is a fixed sign. And the energy that's associated with Leo is warm. Think of a bonfire, a family earth. Think of this celebratory concept that comes with Leo. Leo's energy is light, bright, warm, magnetizing. It's energy that draws people in. There's a flair of drama in the arts and the dramatic, this childlike, playful energy that comes with Leo. So during Mercury retrograde, Mercury will be transiting through this, and we can see that our speech might have a bit of a dramatic flair. It might have some confidence, might be some charisma and power and confidence to our thoughts during this Mercury retrograde. The inverse of this, which might come out because Mercury will be retrograde, is that Leos, when they don't have the spotlight on them, this could show up a shadow side as being negative, depressed, being a bit of an egomaniac, having low self-confidence. So those things could also be heightened during Mercury retrograde's transit. So within Leo, we have the nakshatra called Magha. And if you want to know more about Leo or its nakshatra Magha, I get into so much intense detail about it in my Venus video, link in the description box. And that is about Venus's transit through Leo and the 3 different nakshatras associated with Leo and how it will affect your love life. Check out the link in the description box below. Magha is associated with ancestral lineage, having ties with your family, this regalness, gifts that come from family, gifts that are given without any sort of attachment associated with them. So during this Mercury retrograde transit, you can expect the same. And since Magha has this association with your ancestors and old things family, there is also an association with shamanism, divination, having some sort of intuition. So with Mercury transiting through Leo/Magha, you can expect warm and light energy, confidence, this vivacious quality to coat your mind, to coat your speech and your thought. And Mercury is a planet of thought and intellect, and Magha is associated with intuition. So So you can expect heightened intuition during this Mercury retrograde transit. You just know, babes. A girly, you just know. Maga will have your speech be bold, dramatic, fiery, passionate, and you can also expect a bit of sternness to your speech, a bit more boundary setting to your speech, because Saturn will be aspecting Mercury when it's in retrograde. And you can also expect your thoughts and your speech during Mercury retrograde transit to also be wrapped up in thoughts of romance and love and affection, because Venus is sitting right there with Mercury in Leo during Mercury retrograde. Something to definitely take note of during this Mercury retrograde transit is the fact that Mercury is going to be combust. What is combustion? Combustion is a condition when a planet is close to the sun and becomes burnt or eclipsed. The combust planet, being so close to the rays of the sun, becomes invisible in the sky. Consequently, when a planet is combust, it is not able to outwardly express itself. So when Mercury is combust with the sun, we literally lose our ability to think and communicate effectively. You may have more stirring thoughts. It's literally swallowing your words, choking on your words, being unable to say what's on your mind. We find that our thoughts and words literally disappear, and this may bring about a sensation of feeling unheard, especially with Mercury being conjunct with Venus. This may leave you feeling unheard in a romantic relationship, unseen in a romantic relationship. This may leave you feeling agitated. It may leave you feeling anxious. It will be difficult to gain perspective. So what I recommend is to use some of those tools we spoke about earlier. Pause, reflect, maybe write down what's making you anxious. Get outside, get out of your thoughts. Go for a run, do something physically active to get out of your mind and get into your body. So my babies, write this down, okay? From August 18th to August 20th, the Sun and Mercury will be together, and this will be the most intense portion of the combustion period of Mercury retrograde. And because the Sun represents authority, a father figure of some way, maybe a boss, there may be an overbearing personality in your life. Maybe your boss is on your ass, your dad is on your ass, your partner, if they embody that mindset, is on your ass. Be mindful for potential miscommunication with Mercury retrograde, misunderstanding to potentially happen during this intense portion of the transit. So one thing to also understand during this Mercury retrograde transit is that Mercury is going to be Gandanta. A planet is Gandanta when it moves from a water sign to a fire sign. And this is a very sensitive point that a planet moves through. Mercury will be Gandanta starting August 18th all the way through to September 7th. So it's a long fucking time. And that is because when Mercury goes retrograde, it starts off in one sign, it literally moves backward into the previous sign. And once it goes direct, it moves forward into that sign that it started out in. But because of this back and forth motion of Mercury, the Gandanta period will be longer than usual. Think about what happens when you combine fire and water. You get steam, you get boiling water, you get a transformative element. When you put literally anything in boiling water and take it out, it will be different than when you initially put it in. The same thing with Mercury going through this Gandanta knot. Expect transformation in the way that you communicate with people and the way that you communicate with yourself, the thoughts that you have about other people, and the thoughts that you have about yourself. This may bring a period of instability when it comes to your thoughts, where you have this seesaw ping-ponging action where 1 minute you're thinking one thing, the next minute you're thinking another thing, and you don't know where to find clarity. You don't know what the answer is. So the fact that Mercury is going to be Gandanta, combust, and retrograde, this is going to be a very intense period for our minds. And I know that seems like it might be a little intense, but just hold on. We're gonna get into how this will affect you based on your astrological sign in a moment. And our goal with studying astrology, with studying these transits, is how can we use these intense periods to better ourselves? What can we learn? Instead of just being in a blender and getting fucked up, how can we come out a delicious cosmic tea smoothie of ourselves? What I recommend that you do is sit with your thoughts. Sit with that anxiety, sit with whatever is troubling you, and tap into the aspect of this retrograde of Maga. Tap into that intuition. Maybe journal about it. Maybe write a bullet list. Literally write down what is stressing you out, what you have anxiety about, because sometimes putting it down on paper, seeing it in black and white, can put things into perspective and make it feel a little less overwhelming and a little less taxing. then you can kind of make a game plan for yourself. Mercury retrograde is a time to reassess and revisit plans. So look at those things and see, how can you tackle these issues? And with the aspect of stern, hardworking, disciplinarian, karma-driven Saturn, you will have the push to manifest your reality. This could be the perfect opportunity for you to start a bit of a meditation practice to still your mind. Perfect opportunity to practice mindfulness. Tap into it. If your thoughts and your mind and your speech are going to be stimulated in this way, you take control of it. No one has control over your thoughts but you, period. This period of Mercury being Gandanta, being combust, being retrograde, it may leave instances of others in your life suddenly changing their minds as well, going against their word, what they initially said, changing their word, changing their choice, changing their decision. And don't be surprised by it. Just let them do it. Let them sort out however Mercury retrograde is affecting them. And wait for this period to end, to come to a final decision and a final solution for whatever that issue may be. If you feel like you're being pressured to make a decision, don't. Wait until this retrogression period is over to make those final commitments and to solidify your mind about your decisions. You don't want to have any regrets. So there's a second component to this Mercury retrograde where it started off in Leo, fiery, passion, heat, fun, play, theatrics, sensuality, and it's going to move into the watery sign of Cancer, specifically into the nakshatra of Ashlesha. And I fucking love Ashlesha. Its symbol is a coiled serpent. It represents this embracing quality, transformation, deep, deep, deep intuition, being able to have a fucking trash radar detection, knowing when someone has ulterior motives. Ashlesha is a fuck around and find out kind of placement. And I would say between the two places where Mercury will be during this transit, Ashlesha will be the most intense because Ashlesha doesn't fuck around. If you want to know more about Ashlesha, also linked in the description box is my video on the new moon in Ashlesha, and that will give you some really deep insights as to what is Ashlesha, the placement, the meanings, the themes surrounding it, how to handle when a planet is in Ashlesha. But Ashlesha is really that fuck around and find out placement. Ashlesha as a planet of deep intuition, deep knowledge, this just inner knowing quality. You're able to suss out someone's ulterior motives even if they don't say it, even if they don't give off any red flags. You just have this innate red flag detection. And since Mercury is a planet of the intellect and the thoughts and speech, you are tapped into that energy of being able to suss out hidden motives and hidden agendas, and you can use this to your benefit. Since Ashlesha is that strike first, ask questions later type of energy, be mindful about jumping to conclusions. Be mindful about saying something sharp with your tongue that you can't take back. One of Ashlesha's Shakti or energy principles is this poisonous burning or to inflict venom. So just be mindful that you're not inflicting venom with your words, inflicting venom with your speech, your thoughts. Be mindful. Mercury controls those things, and this is a time that you don't want to say something you regret. You don't want to say something out of anger. You don't want to say something because your mind is so disturbed during this Mercury retrograde period that you can't take it back later. Instead, tap into the quality of Ashlesha that is transformation. When a snake sheds its skin, it becomes a new, stronger version of itself. When a snake sheds its skin, its process covers its eyes. So there is this period where the snake is blinded to what is in front of them. They're quite vulnerable. The same thing when a planet is in a Gandanta knot. There's this steam, there's this clouded vision, there's this interruption in the manas. Your brain, your mind, your thoughts, your emotions are disturbed and you're unable to see an issue clearly. So what we can do to combat this is take it like being a butterfly in a cocoon. Turn into goo and emerge as a butterfly. How can you use this period of Mercury being in Ashlesha to transform your thoughts for the better, transform your words for the better? Maybe you notice that your speech is quite negative, Debbie Downer. Glass is not just half full, it's cracked with a hole in it and leaking shit everywhere and dirty. So just be more mindful with your words, your thoughts, your speech, and try to practice an attitude of being grateful for what you have in your life. Be grateful for, hey, I woke up this morning. Wow. I have ears that work the way I want them to. I'm able to taste this coffee right now. Whatever it is that you need to do to put your life into a more positive perspective, because what does focusing on the negative do? So my babies, that is the first portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions. For the second portion, I will be going into in-depth detail for all 12 zodiac signs of how this Mercury retrograde transit will be affecting you. And I recommend to watch this video from the perspective of your rising sign, your sun sign, and your moon sign, so you know exactly how this Mercury retrograde will affect you. You can put together your cosmic tea, and we'll be doing some tarot pulls to see exactly what messages Spirit has in store for you based on your zodiac sign of how you can handle and survive this Mercury retrograde. So find the time codes for your big three, sit back and relax, and see how this Mercury retrograde will affect you. Hello, my Aries babies. Welcome to the second portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions. This video is applicable for you whether you are a rising Aries, a moon Aries, or a sun Aries. I will be telling this video from the perspective of a rising Aries because this Mercury retrograde will be hitting your 4th and 5th houses. So let's get into it. The first portion of this Mercury retrograde transit will take place in your 5th house, which is represented by Leo. Then it will slide back into your 4th house of Cancer. The 5th house represents creativity, discernment, love affairs, while the 4th house represents the mind, the emotions, the manas, education, mother, the family home, things of that nature. The first portion of this Mercury retrograde, you are called to pause and reflect about how you make decisions. And since Mercury in Leo is conjunct with Venus in your 5th house of love affairs and passion, make sure you are making wise decisions in your romantic relationships and your romantic partnerships. Make sure that you are making smart, informed choices about the types of connections that you want to have with others. And let's see what Spirit has in store for my Aries babies about this first part of your transit through your 5th house. Oh my good gracious, we have pulled for you the King of Cups. The King of Cups is a card of emotional maturity. This represents having a deep understanding of others, having a deep intuitive sense of your emotional connection with other people. And what did we just say about Mercury being conjunct in your 5th house of love affairs and sensuality with Venus, a planet of romance and sensuality? The King of Cups is calling you to use the intellect of Mercury, use the speech that comes associated with Mercury to make smart and wise choices in your thoughts and your words surrounding your relationships. So that means showering your partner with words of affirmation and kindness. Mercury retrograde brings about miscommunication, especially in relationships, especially with Mercury being conjunct with a planet of relationships. The King of Cups also asks to see things from another point of view. Mercury retrograde is all about reflecting, pausing, using that time to restructure and rethink. Literally, how can you use this transit to see your relationship from another POV, another point of view? In the second part of this transit, Mercury will slide back into your 4th house of the home, of education, of the manas, the mind, of emotions, your mental health. How can we invoke positivity from a planet of the intellect and the speech moving through your 4th house, my Aries babies? Spirit brings you the Page of Pentacles. And Pentacles is represented by finite things such as time and money. And the Page of Pentacles is literally a card of research, of study. And this card was pulled for your 4th house of education. So how can you use this Mercury retrograde transit to educate yourself in some matter? Educate yourself maybe in your mental health. This is a card of diligent, hard work marked by progress and growth. So what is it that you need to work on regarding your home, your mental health, your emotions, your education? How can you use this transit to invoke some hard work and some discipline into elevating those areas of our lives? Mercury retrograde calls for us to pause, reflect, reevaluate. So how can you reevaluate your relationship with hard work? How can you train your mind to be more disciplined so that you see your goals manifesting into reality a bit more? The Page of Pentacles representing planting a seed to see the manifestation of your garden. Moving from your 5th house of creativity, planting seeds into the 4th house of the mind where things are manifested. The universe is calling you to do what you know you need to do. Stop dilly-dallying, my little Aries babies. So my Aries babies, if you found this video helpful, drop a little crown emoji in the comment section to let me and others know that you are an Aries baby and you made it to the end of this video. And please go and watch the other portions for your big three and add all of the emojis to the comment section so you let me and others know exactly your cosmic tea. We did this over for our new moon video and the comment section was popping off with all sorts of emojis of crowns and swords and squirrels and flames. It was fun as fuck. So join the conversation. Let me and others know in the comment section your cosmic tea by dropping all three of the emojis for your big three to let me and others know that you made it to the end of this video. And if you found this video helpful, please share it with a friend. Spill this cosmic tea. Mercury is in fucking retrograde. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notification bell on so you know whenever a new batch of cosmic tea comes your way. Thank you. Hello, my Taurus babies. Welcome to the second portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions. You can use this video whether you are a rising Taurus, a moon Taurus, or a sun Taurus. I will be telling this video from the perspective of rising Taurus because Mercury will be transiting your 4th and 3rd houses during this retrograde period. The first portion of Mercury retrograde will take place in the 4th house of your home, happiness, your emotions, your mind, education, the mother. Mercury will be stimulating those components of your 4th house. And not only will Mercury be here, but Venus will also be here during this transit with an aspect by Saturn. So lots going on, lots of stimulation happening in your 4th house. And since Mercury rules the intellect, the mind, the speech, and the 4th house is a house of the mind, of the emotions, you are called to look at and re-examine your relationship with your thoughts. There may be some intense anxiety during this retrogression period since Mercury will be combust and it also will be Gandanta and it'll be retrograde. So how can we use the transit of Mercury to stimulate our mental health in a positive way? The 4th house is also representative of the mother and ancestors, and Maga, the nakshatra that Mercury will be transiting, is a placement of ancestral lineage and an intuition. So how can you tap into the energy of this Mercury retrograde to stimulate your relationship with your ancestors, with your mind, with your mental health? This is the perfect time to maybe develop a meditation practice, to do some sort of worship towards your maternal ancestral line. And let's do a little tarot pull to see exactly what Spirit has in store for you during this transit of Mercury over your 4th house. We have pulled the King of Swords. Swords literally represent the intellect, it represents the mind, and the King of Swords represents logic, truth, honesty. So Spirit is asking you to be honest with yourself, be logical with yourself. If the 4th house is a house of your emotional mind during this retrograde period, that will be stimulated perhaps in a not so positive way. There may be this anxiety. So Spirit is asking you to use that King of Swords energy to tap into logic, to tap into reasoning, to tap into being brutally honest with yourself about the circumstances and to not let your emotions cloud your thought. The King of Swords is sharp intellect. It is wit. It is being decisive. It is making decisions from a place of logic that have no emotion attached to it. Once Mercury goes through Leo, it will backtrack into Cancer, which is represented by your 3rd house. And the 3rd house represents crafts, hobbies, classical arts, your siblings, great mental and physical strength. It is a house of courage. And when Mercury retrograde is going through this, your courage will be challenged, especially since during this phase, Mercury will be combust. A combustion, again, is when a planet is not able to express itself externally, and all of those things are more internal. So your courage will be challenged during this period of Mercury retrograde. I saw something recently with Simone Biles because we are in the Olympic season, and she was saying how people always say like, oh, if she says that, oh, I'm the GOAT, I'm the greatest, people say that she's cocky, whatever. First of all, she deserves to be cocky, you motherfuckers. Secondly, she's like, put it down on paper, black and white. I literally am the greatest, most awarded female gymnast of all time. So say less. So how can you use courage during this transit? Mercury, once it moves into Cancer, will no longer have the aspect of strong disciplinarian Saturn, and it won't be with Venus. It'll be able to make some more decisions on its own. So now let's tap into Spirit and see how this transit will be affecting your 3rd house of courage. Oh my gosh, you got the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is represented as a challenge. All of the 5 cards in tarot are challenge cards. And in the Five of Wands, it's seen as 5 people having some sort of battle with wands. And this is seen as you being challenged. What did we just say about Mercury retrograde going to challenge you, challenge your courage? How do you face challenges? Do you have courage, or do you find that you're a bit more passive? With this Five of Wands energy, you are being called to face challenges head on. The Five of Wands can be seen as a challenge where 5 people are working in opposition, or when those 5 people put the wands together and work in unison, those 5 wands actually turn into a pentagram. So how can you, instead of looking at an issue as a challenge and you need to conquer it, how can you then use the intellect that comes with Mercury to find courage that will be stimulated in your 3rd house to overcome these obstacles, to overcome them with wit and charm and using your intellect and using your best judgment? Mercury retrograde is all about reflecting and seeing things from a different perspective. So is there a challenge you are currently facing in your life that if you pause and took a step back, you would see that challenge from a different perspective, and from there you can use your intellect associated with Mercury to then work together to resolve that issue. Thank you so much, my Taurus babies. And if you found this video helpful, please drop a little wand emoji in the comment section to let me and others know that you made it to your Taurus predictions and you found it helpful. And please go watch the rest of the videos associated with your big 3 so you can see how Mercury retrograde will really affect you, and then add all of those emojis to the comments, all 3 of them, so me and others can know exactly what your cosmic tea is, exactly what your makeup is, and how Mercury retrograde will affect you. Thank you so much. If you found this video helpful, share it with a friend. Be sure to obviously like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notification bell on so you know whenever a new batch of cosmic tea is coming your way. Thank you so much, and I will see you later. Hello, my Gemini babies. Welcome to the second portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions. This video is applicable whether you are a rising Gemini, a moon Gemini, or a sun Gemini. I will be telling this video from the perspective of a rising Gemini because Mercury will be transiting your 3rd and 2nd houses during its retrograde transit. So my Gemini babies, for the first portion of Mercury being retrograde, it will be hitting your 3rd house of courage. During this period, Mercury will be Gandanta, it will be combust. There will be a lot of internal activity and not a lot of outward expression of the meanings of Mercury, meaning a lot of racing thoughts, a lot of words that go unsaid. And this transit of Mercury moving through your 3rd house of courage is asking you to use the positive aspects of Mercury to find the courage to say what you need to say, to face your thoughts head on. Don't be afraid of racing thoughts. They are there to give you a clear indicator that you need to pay attention to whatever that is. So pause, sit down, try to still your mind by maybe meditating, writing down whatever is bothering you. Face it. Find the courage. This is going to be a transformative transit for you in the way that you are able to face adversity and overcome adversity. You will be stronger and better once you get through it. And we had 2 cards pop out. Oh my good gracious. We have I can't even believe this. This is so positive for you Geminis. We have the King of Wands and the Sun. And the King of Wands is that fiery, passionate energy of going after whatever it is that you want. This means, again, having that courage to go after what you want, to say what you want, to train your mind, having that Simone Biles energy. This card is a self-made person, someone who uses their courage to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, so to speak, and to get shit done. And then in the Sun, we have a card that reflects shining light on hidden things, illuminating things with positive, warm solar energy, letting you know that you will be supported during this transit. The Sun is one of the most positive cards in tarot, and this is here to tell you that you will be successful in your courage. You will be successful in whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish. For the 2nd half of Mercury's retrograde transit, it will be sliding back into Cancer, which is represented by your 2nd house of speed. speech. Speech and family wealth, net worth, of the mouth, of eating, things of that nature. So how can you tie in having that courage, the passion to get shit done from the King of Wands with that warm solar energy of knowing that everything will be okay? And let's pull one more card for you to see how this Mercury retrograde transit will be affecting your second house of speech, of wealth, of power. Oh my goodness, we have the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is a card of celebration. The second house is represented by eating and consuming things. So this means you will be consuming a good time, maybe some libations at a party. The Three of Cups is having a good time, being celebratory in all of your successes. I don't know how else to say this, but you are going to be more than fine, my Gemini babies. Thank you so much. Please drop a sun emoji in the comment section to let me and others know that you made it to this portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions. And obviously, go watch the rest of your big three so that you can see really how this Mercury retrograde will affect you based on your cosmic makeup. Thank you so much. If you found this video helpful, please share it with a friend so that they can have the tools to survive Mercury retrograde as well. And please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notification bell on so you know whenever some more cosmic tea comes your way. Thank you so much, and I will see you later. Hello, my Cancerian babies. Welcome to the second portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions. This video is applicable whether you are a rising Cancer, a moon Cancer, or a sun Cancer. I will be telling you about this Mercury retrograde transit from the perspective of a rising Cancer because Mercury will be going through your second house of speech, eating, oral traditions, and your first house of the self, fame, dignity, all of those things. Mercury retrograde going through your second house of the speech can indicate some sort of transformative quality that will happen with your speech. Mercury is literally the planet of speech. So during this transit, be mindful with what you say, especially since Mercury will be Gandanta, it will be combust. All of those traits of Mercury, thought, intellect, speech, that are usually outwardly expressed will be more internal. So there is this quality of having words that are more internal, something that you would like to say that's a bit more difficult to express. These are some issues that will come up during this Mercury retrograde transit. The second house is also of diet and eating. What transformations will surround what you put in your mouth and what leaves your mouth? That sounds naughty. We have the Three of Cups, and the Three of Cups is a card of celebration. It is also a card of consumption. The Three of Cups is a card of friendship, celebration, and party. The Three of Cups, literally, they are drinking out of wine glasses, out of goblets. So this is also an indicator of be mindful of overconsumption, be mindful of too much of a good time, be mindful of consuming libations a bit too much during this Mercury retrograde transit. And my Cancerian babies, once Mercury retrograde slides back into Cancer, it will be in the nakshatra of Ashlesha. And one of the indicators of Ashlesha is herbs. So being mindful to not overconsume on herbs, if you know what I mean. So let's see how this transit of Mercury retrograde will be affecting your first house, my Cancerian babies. We have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups, my Cancerian babies, this is one of my favorite cards in the tarot, is the wish fulfillment card. So when the Nine of Cups appears, this is your chance to literally make a wish, manifest exactly what you want. Ashlesha is also a nakshatra of manifestation, of intuition. So how can you literally tap into the intellect and speech with Mercury to make a wish to manifest your dreams into a reality? So my Cancerian babies, if you found this video helpful, please drop a coffee cup emoji because Apple doesn't have like a normal just cup of water. So please drop a coffee cup emoji in the comment section to let me and others know that you made it to this portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions. And obviously my Cancerian babies, please go watch the rest of the videos for your big three and add to the comment section all of the little nitty-gritty details, all of the emojis for the corresponding videos that you watch to let me and others know that you found it helpful. Give us your cosmic tea, let us know what's going on in the stars for you. And if you found this video helpful, please share it with another girlfriend who is also going through it, screaming, crying, throwing up through this Mercury retrograde. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notification bell on so you know whenever another video of cosmic tea comes into your feed. Thank you so much. Happy retrograde. Hello, my Leo babies. Welcome to the tarot portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions. This video is applicable whether you are a rising Leo, a moon Leo, or a sun Leo. You can use it however you want. I will be telling this video from the perspective of a rising Leo because Mercury will be transiting your first house of the self, fame, dignity, all of the things that are so representative of Leo to begin with, and then sliding back into your 12th house of long voyages, immigration, secret things, and sleep. So during this first portion of Mercury retrograde, it will be hitting your first house, which symbolizes who you are, your face, appearance, your body, how people see you. And since this is the house of the self, how it's representative of you, this will be a very transformative time for you in general. Mercury is going through a lot of transformation, being retrograde, being Gandanta, being combust, being with Venus in your first house. So there may be some sort of transformative qualities surrounding your love life and your relationship with your love life, surrounding how a potential partner may see you, how you relate in the world to others. So let's consult tarot to see exactly how this Mercury retrograde will be affecting your first house. We have a card that fell out. So this card is called the Pope-S. So the Pope-S is symbolic of the High Priestess card in tarot. And the High Priestess card is a card of deep intuition. This is a card of knowing you. You hold the answers to you. And the first house is literally a house of you. It is things that are self-generated, things that come from you. So the answers that you seek for your life, that fulfillment that you seek in your life come from within. And again, during Mercury retrograde, this is a time to turn inward, reflect, rather than tune into all of that outside shenanigans, especially with Mercury being combust and Gandanta. It already is going to force you to turn inward. Thoughts and words that are usually expressed in this outward manner will be more stifled and internal. So this is the perfect time to develop a sort of meditation practice, perhaps to develop something where you can get to know you better. Perhaps you journal, perhaps you meditate, whatever it is. The High Priestess is a card of keeping your own counsel. It is a card of knowing the answers yourself. It is not turning to others. It is not asking people for advice. It's you having the answers for you. And when Mercury slides back into Cancer, which will be in your 12th house of the ending of things, of sleep, of immigration, let's see how this will be affecting you. We have the Eight of Swords, and oh my God. The Eight of Swords is literally a card of transformation. This is a card of feeling stuck. This is a card of being in a cocoon-like homeostasis. And when Mercury moves into Cancer, it will be in the nakshatra of Ashlesha, which Ashlesha is known for transformation. When snakes transform, they literally shed their skin. And there's a period during this transformation process when the snake is in this cocoon-like state. Its eyes are clouded over, it's covered, very, very vulnerable. And the Eight of Swords is literally a card of blindfolding yourself. If you look at the traditional card of the Eight of Swords, it's literally someone bound and restricted. The translation for Ashlesha is embrace, and the character has their eyes covered with a blindfold. So this is a card of battling yourself, of having self-deception. This is a card of feeling restricted, and this is a card that warns against feeling sorry for yourself. And my Leos, when the light doesn't shine on you, there is this tendency to feel a little bit depressed, to feel a little bit sad, to feel restricted. This is a card that warns against that. This is a card to let you know, in conjunction with the High Priestess card, that only you have the answers for you. I can't even believe that you got this combination of cards. This is Spirit's way of trying to tell you, even if you feel like you don't have the answers, even if you feel kind of restricted and bound, you have the answers. You know what you have to do. It may be hard, it may be difficult, it may not always be what we want, but you know exactly what it is that you need. The Eight of Swords literally, I'm gonna read this from my book, challenges you to expand and open the way that you use your thoughts. I'm sorry, did she not just define Mercury retrograde? So my Leo babies, if you found this video helpful, please drop a cool emoji in the comment section. You know, the emoji wearing the sunglasses, that's gonna be our little blindfold, to let me and others know that you made it to this portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions. And obviously go watch the rest of your big three, add all of those emojis to the comments, let me and others know what your cosmic tea is, what your cosmic makeup is. Thank you so much. If you found this video helpful, please share the video with a friend who's also screaming, crying, and throwing up this Mercury retrograde season. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notification bell on so you know whenever a new batch of cosmic tea comes your way. Thank you, and I love you. Hello, my Virgo babies. Welcome to the second portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions. This video is applicable whether you are a rising Virgo, a moon Virgo, or a sun Virgo. I will be telling this video from the perspective of a rising Virgo because Mercury will be transiting through your 12th house and your 11th house. So let's get into it. The 12th house represents the ending of things. Foreign residency, sleep, immigration, long-term travel, things that are coming to an end. So during this Mercury retrograde period, while Mercury is going through this transformative period, what things can you bring to an end? Maybe certain thought patterns, certain speech patterns, certain relationships that no longer serve you. Mercury retrograde always brings up people from the past who might be popping back up into your life. The 12th house also is a house of bed comforts, i.e., getting it on, and Mercury retrograde does bring that back into play. So let's consult some tarot to see what spirit has in store for you for needing to let go regarding this transit of Mercury retrograde through your 12th house. Oh my God, we have the Emperor card. The Emperor card is the card that changes your habits. It is a card of structure. It is a card of making decisions with a strong authoritarian attitude. The Emperor card is the card of how you structure your day, how you foundation your work, how you build stability in your life. And if the 12th house is symbolized of ending of things, also especially symbolized of sleeping patterns, what structures can you bring to your sleep routine? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you getting enough rest? Mercury retrograde is calling on you to commit to having a better sleep pattern, my beautiful, beautiful Virgo babies. Mercury retrograde is calling on you to get more structured with your sleep, with your bed routine. This is trusting your gut and knowing that when it's time to build structure in your life, go with what your intuition is saying. So once Mercury is done transiting your 12th house, it will slide back into Cancer, which is your 11th house. And the 11th house are your wishes, your hopes, your dreams, it's desire, it's friendships, social circles. So let's see how this transit of Mercury retrograde through your 11th house will be affecting you. This is so amazing. This is the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups, oh, it's such a positive card. The Two of Cups is that twin flame energy. The Two of Cups is a card of marriage, pleasure, harmony. It is finding your mirror image within someone. And with Mercury transiting your 11th house of social circles, this is asking you to perhaps restructure and revisit and rethink your social circles, because within that, you may find that twin flame energy. Oh my goodness, I love this for you. So my Virgo babies, please drop a flame emoji in the comment section to let me and others know that you made it to this portion of the video and you found it helpful. And please also go watch obviously your other big three and add those emojis to the comments as well, so that we know how this transit of Mercury retrograde will be affecting you, my Virgoian babies. Thank you so much. If you found this video helpful, please share it with a friend. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notification bell on so you know whenever some more piping hot cosmic tea comes your way. Thank you so much. Hello, my Libra babies. Welcome to the second portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions. So this video is applicable whether you are a rising Libra, a moon Libra, or a sun Libra. I will be telling the video from the perspective of a rising Libra because Mercury will be transiting your 11th house and your 10th house. The 11th house represents hopes and wishes and goals. It represents social circles and friendship groups. And with Mercury retrograde transiting this, you are asked to call upon turning inward and reflecting on your relationship with social circles and your friends, on your relationship with hopes and wishes and fulfillments. How do you actually have an outlook on these things? How do your social circles affect your thoughts? How do they affect your speech? We are a culmination of the 5 people closest to us, so really examine and revisit the types of people you are surrounding yourself with, because those people directly influence your hopes and your wishes. So let's consult tarot to see what spirit has in store regarding Mercury's transit of your 11th house, my Libra babies. Oh, we have the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords represents this cunning, frenetic, decisive energy, acts of aggression, whether intended or unintended, and it represents the need to exert control. So when examining your social circle, is there someone in your social circle who is very controlling? Did someone just come to mind? Are you perhaps the controlling one in your social circle? This represents someone who may or may not have your best interest at heart. This may definitely come to play with Mercury retrograde because because Mercury also will be in conjunction with Venus. It could also be perhaps a controlling partner. It could be someone who doesn't allow you to express yourself fully in a relationship. And this, my Libra babies, could have an impact on your career, because once Mercury transits through your 11th house, it will slide back into Cancer, into your 10th house of career. And this, don't let someone fuck with your money. So let's consult some tarot to see how this Mercury retrograde transit will affect your 10th house of career, of money, honey. We have the Tower card. Okay, I don't mean to laugh, but the Tower card is representative of a change, a forceful change. The Tower card represents removing something that did not belong to begin with. The Tower card is a card of clearing away, purification. So are you perhaps holding on to a job that isn't serving you? Is your job draining away at your mental health? Mercury retrograde is such an intense time for our minds. I understand we live in a capitalist society and money is important, etc., but your mental health is more important, because you can't be in service to others if you're not in service to yourself. This is spirit telling you to please put your life jacket on first. Have your ducks in order. Don't just like jump ship and quit your job, but really examine, is this career path serving you? Are you in this career path because others are saying that you should be doing this? Are you doing this simply because you need money, which is totally understandable? But just know you can change your circumstances. It may seem hard, it may seem difficult, but you hold the keys to you. You can do literally whatever you want when you put your mind to it, when you turn inward and reflect. Mercury retrograde is about reflecting and reviewing. So pause, make a list of jobs you want to apply to. Perfect time to revisit and rewrite your resume. Start putting together some cover letters. Start seeing what is out there. Maybe you renegotiate your salary with your job. Maybe you're being underpaid. You don't have to necessarily jump ships, but change how you view your career. So my Libra babies, if you found this reading helpful, please drop a little castle emoji to represent the Tower in the comment section to let me and others know that you made it to this portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions. And please, obviously, go watch the rest of your big three and drop all of those emojis into the comment section so we know what your cosmic tea is. Thank you so much. If you found this video helpful, please share it with a friend who's also screaming, crying, throwing up over Mercury retrograde. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notification bell on so you know whenever a new piping hot batch of cosmic tea comes your way. Thank you! Hello, my Scorpio babies. Welcome to the second portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions. This video is applicable whether you are a rising Scorpio, a moon Scorpio, or a sun Scorpio. I will be giving you predictions from the perspective of a rising Scorpio because Mercury will be transiting through your 10th house of career and sliding back into your 9th house of spirituality. So the 10th house represents career. Mercury retrograde during this time calls you to examine and reflect upon your career. Do you like your job? Are you happy with your job? Sorry if I'm calling you out a little bit now, but this is the time to be fucking real about it. And this isn't time to immediately jump ship and quit, but really just examine your career path. See if this is a path that you even want to be on. Maybe you start getting your resume together. Maybe you start just putting the feeler out there to see what other jobs are available to you that you want to transition into. Maybe you renegotiate your salary. So let's see how Mercury retrograde will be affecting your 10th house of career by consulting some tarot cards to see what advice they have for you. We have a card that flew out. We have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card that asks you to walk away from something to gain clarity. And what did we just say about that job? Listen, I understand we live in a capitalist society and you need money to survive, and you will find other opportunities. Like you genuinely will. You've survived every single obstacle you've ever faced before. Literally, you have survived all of them up until this point in your life. So what is it about your job that you need to walk away from? Maybe it's a work-life balance situation. It doesn't have to necessarily be leaving your job, but are you actually approaching your job from a perspective that is healthy for you? Mercury is all about your mindset. How do you actually view your job? How can you restructure your thought patterns and your speech patterns about your job? The Five of Cups is a card of addictions and thought patterns and habits. So are you addicted to complaining about your job but not actually doing something about it? Mercury retrograde is is asking you to fix it. And I will say some positivity can come from this, because once Mercury is done transiting your 10th house of career, it will move back into your 9th house of luck and good fortune, spirituality, finding a teacher, a guru, a father-like figure. It represents higher education, deep knowledge. So this is calling for you to perhaps rework your relationship with spirituality, with higher knowledge, higher learning. Do you want to actually go back to school and study something that can then help you with your 10th house of career? Do you want to get a certification? Are you looking to perhaps, I don't know, we have a card that fell out. We have the Four of Wands. This is a very, very positive and favorable card. The Four of Wands is a card of joy. This is a card of having a good time. This is a card of having fun with no strings attached. I literally have here, we heal the past when we influence the future with energetic alignment. So what is it that you need to heal using this power of Mercury retrograde? Mercury retrograde is a time of healing. It's a time to revisit things in our life, to reevaluate, to reflect. So what is it do you need to reflect on with your relationship in order to have a good time? And Spirit chose this card during this reading to let you know that wherever choice you make regarding your career, there will be a positive income. Whether you decide to stay or go, it will be a positive, favorable outcome for you. But remember, no immediate decisions during the retrograde period. Make sure you wait and you reevaluate and you make healthy and wise and smart decisions. So my Scorpio babies, if you found this reading helpful, please drop a little party emoji, the confetti emoji, into the comment section to let me and others know that you made it to this portion of your reading and you found it helpful. And obviously, go watch the rest of your big three so you know exactly how Mercury retrograde will be affecting you, and then drop all of those emojis into the comment section to let me and others know your cosmic tea, your makeup, and how retrograde will be affecting you. Thank you so much, my Scorpio babies. If you liked the video, remember to share it with a friend who's also screaming, crying, throwing up over this transit. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notification bell on so you know whenever a new batch of cosmic tea comes your way. Thank you. Hello, my Sagittarius babies. Welcome to the second portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions. You can use this video whether you are a rising Sagittarius, a moon Sagittarius, or a sun Sagittarius. I will be telling this video from the perspective of a rising Sagittarius because Mercury will be hitting your 9th house and your 8th house. So the 9th house represents spirituality, higher education, father-like figures, teachers, meditation, good fortune, luck. What is it that you need to reflect upon? How can you turn inward? And literally Mercury retrograde asks us to turn inward anyway, and this is a house of meditation. So how can you establish some sort of meditation practice or mindful thought practice, mindful speech practice, something that will help still your mind against these fluctuations? Mercury retrograde can bring about insane anxiety that is very common, it's very normal. So what is it that you need to do to help trust your intuition, to help trust your gut? This is a time of learning, so maybe you reevaluate your relationship with learning. Are there some courses that you wanted to sign up for, some courses you wanted to take? What is it that you need to do? So let's consult tarot to see what Spirit has in store for you, my Sagittarius babies, regarding this transit of Mercury through your 9th house. We have the High Priestess card. Oh my goodness. The High Priestess card represents a card of intuition. This is a card of knowing you have the answers for you. I'm not even joking. This is a card of literally seeking out a mentor to help you. And literally the 9th house is a house, as I've stated, of the teacher, the guru. So Spirit is asking you to find a teacher, and whatever it is that you want, maybe it's a meditation teacher, a yoga teacher, maybe a personal trainer, maybe a chef to help you cook. Whatever it is that you need to do, find a teacher to help stick and guide you on the path. Sometimes we don't know everything, and it's best to let others help us on the path to enlightenment. Once Mercury transits through your 9th house, it will slide on back into Cancer, which is represented by your 8th house. And the 8th house is represented by other people's money, inheritance, the occult, magic, the research of deep knowledge, of deep understanding, which coincides with that 9th house of having a teacher. Perhaps there's some sort of symbiotic relationship between the two. So let's now consult tarot to see how you should handle this transit of Mercury going through your 8th house, my Sagittarius babies. Oh my God. We have the Star. And the Star card is a card of vulnerability. It is a card of soul opening, of laying yourself bare, of being receptive to what the universe wants you to receive. This is a card of the loss of self-consciousness. You are being vulnerable. You are laying yourself open at the feet of someone. And literally when you find a teacher, you have to be vulnerable to criticism. You have to be vulnerable and open to someone telling you that maybe you're not doing something right. And that can be a difficult pill to swallow. Maybe your mind isn't attuned to that. You are a Sagittarius, you are fiery by nature, but sometimes there is power, deep power in admitting that you don't know everything. This is also a card of hope and relief and knowing that you can rebuild structures around you. This is a card of letting you know that you are on the right path. I love this for you. Thank you so much, my Sagittarius babies. If you have made it this far through your Mercury retrograde predictions, please drop a star emoji in the comments to let me and others know that you are a Sagittarius baby and you have found this reading helpful. Also, obviously, watch the other videos that correspond with your big three and drop all of those emojis in the comment sections as well so we see what your cosmic tea is. Thank you so much. If you found this video helpful, please share it with another friend who is also going through this Mercury retrograde and struggling a bit. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notification bell on so you know whenever a new batch of piping hot cosmic tea comes your way. Thank you so much. Hello, my Capricorn babies. Welcome to the second portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions. You can watch this video whether you are a rising Capricorn, a moon Capricorn, or a sun Capricorn. I will be telling this video from the perspective of a rising Capricorn because Mercury will be transiting through your 8th house and sliding back into your 7th house. 8th house represents deep knowledge, occult things, research, intuition, witchiness, if you will, inheritance and other people's money, enemies, things of that nature. So this transit of Mercury retrograde is calling upon you to reevaluate and re-examine and reflect upon your relationship with those matters. How do you handle the occult? How do you handle research? How do you handle knowledge? What is it that you are working on? What is it that you want to study or learn about yourself to better yourself? Do you want to learn how to cook a recipe? Do you want to learn how to meal plan? Do you want to learn how to have a better sleeping schedule? How can you use this transit of research and deep knowledge to help you? This is also a house of, intuition and witchy shit. So do you want to learn more about tarot? You are on literally a Vedic astrologer's YouTube page. Do you want to know more about astrology? What do you want to know more about the occult, so to speak, witchy things that can help you and aid you during this transit? And let's consult some tarot to see exactly how this Mercury retrograde transit through your 8th house will be affecting you, my Capricorn babies. Oh my good gracious, we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands represents passion. It represents fire and energy. It represents staying steadfast to your beliefs no matter what. This is a card that is confident and creative. This is calling upon you to use that confidence and that energy to go forth with whatever it is that you want to study or learn more about. Have the confidence to pick up a tarot deck, to watch more astrology videos, to learn more about these things as tools to help yourself, regardless of what other people have to say about it. And once Mercury is done transiting your 8th house, it's gonna move into your 7th house. 7th house is the house of relationships, romantic relationships, and business partnerships. So let's see how Mercury retrograde will be affecting your 7th house of relationships. This could be reevaluating a partnership that you are currently in. Should you stay, should you go? This could be reevaluating if an ex pops back into your life. So let's consult some tarot to see how this will actually be affecting you, my Capricorn babies. Oh my good gracious, we have pulled the 4 of Pentacles. So the 4 of Pentacles represents that you may be holding on too tightly. You may be clinging to something for fear of losing it. So when it comes to your relationship, are you holding on a bit too tightly because you're fearful that this relationship will fade away? And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm here to be the progenitor of good news and more realistic news, that if a relationship is meant for you, no matter that relationship, friendship, romantic, but primarily romantic for this instance, and it is slipping away, that person is slipping away, let them go. Because you don't need someone who breadcrumbs you. You don't need someone who is not giving you the attention, the love, and the affection that you so validly deserve, especially when you are giving those things and you are not receiving them. This is a card to let you know that don't fear that there isn't more to come. There is more to come. This is a card to let you know you're maybe holding on a little too tightly, something that may not be for you. So loosen up your grip a little bit, my loves, and just know that in the end, what's meant for you will be there when you are ready to accept it. Thank you so much, my loves. If you found this video helpful, please drop a heart emoji in the comment section to let me and others know that you found this video helpful and you made it to this portion of your Capricorn prediction. And obviously, go watch the rest of your big three, please, so you can see exactly how Mercury retrograde will affect you. Once you get all of those emojis, add them together and drop them in the comment section so we know exactly your cosmic tea. Thank you so much. If you found this video helpful, please share it with a friend, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notification bell on so you know whenever a new piping hot batch of cosmic tea comes your way. Hello, my Aquarius babies. Welcome to the second portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions. This video is applicable whether you are a rising Aquarius, a moon Aquarius, or a sun Aquarius. I will be telling this video from the perspective of a rising Aquarius because Mercury will be transiting through your 7th house of relationships and your 6th house of routines. So with Mercury going through your 7th house of relationships, you are called to re-examine, reevaluate, and reflect upon your romantic relationship. Is this a partnership that's actually beneficial to you? Is this a partnership that just started during a Mercury retrograde? Is this perhaps an ex who has crawled back into your life trying to scheme and scam a way to steal your light, my Aquarius babies? I'm here to tell you that I do not support any retrograde relationship. I support you, not some crusty, dusty, musty. So with that being said, let's see how Mercury retrograde will be affecting you regarding your 7th house of relationships through some tarot. We have pulled the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is a card of compassion. She is an intuitive being. She is your tarot reader. She is your astrologer. And Spirit is asking you to trust your intuition when it comes to your relationships. Trust that deep inner knowing. During this transit in your 7th house, Mercury will be in Maga, which the nakshatra Maga is linked to shamanism. So what is it about your relationship that you know, okay? And once Mercury is done transiting your 7th house of relationships, it will slide back into Cancer, into your 6th house of routines. Mercury retrograde is asking you to reflect upon your routines, your daily habits. Are they actually serving you? How can you rework your daily routines? How can you incorporate more movement into your life? How can you maybe dance more, exercise more, go for walks, have a better sleep habit? What is it that you need to transform about your routines and your habits to actually help you during Mercury retrograde? So let's consult tarot to see exactly how Mercury retrograde will be affecting you with your diet and your routines. We have the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups is a card of walking away and letting go. This is a huge whoosh, cosmic hit in the face, my Aquarius babies, to let go of whatever routine is not serving you, whatever habit is not serving you. And if something immediately came to mind, that is what you need to let go of. This is such a huge transformative time in your life, and I know it's difficult to let go of things when we're so accustomed to them. A daily habit can be so difficult to break, but Spirit is letting you know that you do have it within you to walk away from whatever is no longer serving you. The 8 of Cups is symbolic of moving on and of taking the high road. So it's not just a card of loss and like, oh, you're without. It's a card of letting something go so that you can allow better things into your life. So letting go of poor eating habits. Maybe let go of being lethargic and not motivated. Let go of those qualities that don't serve you and tap into habits and daily routines to actually serve you. And do whatever is best for your body, best for your mind, best for your diet. Consult a dietitian, watch some videos on YouTube on how to best move in a way that's beneficial for you and your body. This is the time to transform yourself for the positive. Thank you so much, my Aquarius babies. If you found this video helpful, please drop a running emoji. Do you know that emoji of the person running? Let me and others know that you made it to the tarot portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions. And if you found this portion helpful, please also go watch the rest of the videos for your big three so you know exactly how this Mercury retrograde will affect you. And once you do that, drop all all the emojis from those other videos into the comment section to let me and others know your cosmic tea, your cosmic makeup, and that you're a homie and you stayed all the way until the end. Thank you so fucking much. If you found this video helpful, please share it with a friend. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notification bell on so you know exactly when a new piping hot batch of cosmic tea is coming your way. Thank you so much. Hello, my Pisces babies. Welcome to the second portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions. This video is applicable whether you are a rising Pisces, a moon Pisces, or a sun Pisces. I will be speaking from the perspective of a rising Pisces because Mercury will be transiting your 6th house of daily habits and routines and your 5th house of creativity and discernment. With Mercury retrograde happening in your 6th house of daily habits and routines, you are called upon to really take a hard look, a little magnifying glass at what is your day-to-day like. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you moving your body enough? Are you drinking enough water? Are you eating? Are you doing things that actually serve you? Mercury retrograde is asking you to please review, reflect, and transform those qualities. And you know intuitively what you have to do to be your best self. Turns out drinking a lot of water, going to bed on time, and getting outside to get some fresh air is beneficial. Who would have thunk it? So maybe you can just incorporate some of those things throughout your day. We were given this meat suit and this mind and this intellect for a reason, so it is imperative that we take care of it to the best of our abilities. You do not need fancy equipment or fancy machines. You have everything you need within you. Just by having that mental fortitude to want to have a positive impact on your daily habits, that's where it starts. So let's consult tarot to see exactly how Mercury retrograde will be affecting your daily habits, your routines, your diets. See exactly what you need to do to be the best you. Oh, we have pulled the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles is a card of collaboration. It's a card of working together. So this transit and creating a daily routine and a habit calls upon you to seek help. Ask for friends to help you. This is a card of coming together. So if with your daily routine, with your habits of exercise and moving your body, you have an accountability buddy, maybe you have a walking buddy, maybe you join a gym with somebody, maybe you have a go to the park and exercise buddy, maybe you have a cook together diet buddy, someone who you can work together with, who you can collaborate with to help you on your journey to being a better, healthier version of yourself. And then once Mercury is done transiting your 6th house of routines, it will move into your 5th house of creativity, of discernment, so making wise, informed decisions. The 5th house also represents love affairs and, getting a little freaky, getting a little naughty. So maybe once you, rectify whatever is being wonky with your routines and your daily habits, you'll feel a bit more confident, you'll have a bit more personal power, and be able to be a bit more creative. It is insane how transforming one aspect of our life can greatly and positively or negatively, but positively influence the other portion of your life. So let's consult some tarot to see exactly how this will be affecting you, my babies. We have, can't make this up, the Ace of Wands. So the Eighth of Wands represents career calling you. It is passion. It is that spark of imagination. It is literally a card of creativity. This is a card that represents, I'm not joking, I'm gonna read this, the overwhelming desire and need to create. Belief in oneself to act on your ideas and inspiration, filled to the brim with creative energy, ready to begin a new and exciting project. And literally, the 5th house is a house of creativity. You can't make this up, my Pisces babies. Spirit is calling to let you know that once you get your daily habits and routines in order, your creativity is going to take the fuck off. And it's not just random creativity. It is creativity that is linked to career. It is creativity that is linked to your calling. How can you do something that so many people strive to do, my Pisces babies, which is melding creativity with career and being able to do what you love? Spirit is telling you that if you use the energy of this Mercury retrograde to rectify those daily habits, you are going to be filled to the brim with creative energy that's going to launch your career into a path you couldn't even fucking imagine. I love this for you so much, my Pisces babies. Thank you so much. If you made it to this portion of your Mercury retrograde predictions and you found it helpful, please drop a little paint palette into the comment section to let me and others know that you made it to this portion of the video and you found it helpful. And my Pisces babies, please check out the other videos on your big three to see really how this Mercury retrograde will be affecting you. And once you get all of those emojis, meld them together and drop them into the comment section so me and others can know your cosmic tea, that makeup, exactly what reading you got during this Mercury retrograde prediction. Thank you genuinely so much. If you found this video helpful, please share it with a friend who's also screaming, crying, throwing up over Mercury retrograde. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notification bell on so you know whenever a new batch of cosmic tea comes your way. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I will see you next time. Mwah.